Well, good morning, and happy Friday, the 13th of November, 2020. Welcome to the Prepper Post News, courtesy of Freedom Prepper. I am Perrin Lovett, and yes, it's Friday the 13th, and you may not believe this, but I am having some technical difficulties, so I've got to kind of freehand the news today. I've got it lined up in beta version here. We'll just see what happens. And again, this is the second day in the row we're trying this new thing of soliciting your comments, kind of like a discussion thread on YouTube underneath the videos. And about 5 stories down, I'll tell you kind of where this is going. But the rules that I kind of laid out yesterday, just tell us as much or as little about today's topic, main topic, as you like. I give out a topic that you can discuss. You can discuss any of the topics, but this is the main feature, and then I'll go through the other stories. As much or as little, you can be for it, against it. You don't have to take a side. You can change it to something else. Just be nice. That's the only thing we ask, and please keep those cheap sneaker and vitamins spam ads out. Not that you would do that, but some people do. And today's topic, because we are in the middle of a at least moderately contested election, is the Electoral College. I spoke about this a few days ago, maybe last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, before the election. And Business Insider had a story, a very good story, this week about how the Electoral College works. And I'm going to have that and all the other links at freedomprepper.com and down in the description between the video and above your comments, which I know are just going to flow in. So now, of course, they did a good job of lining up how the system works. And it's not a perfect system. It was put into place because essentially the founders, feared direct democracy. And there are a number of quotes on direct democracy. Maybe the best is Mencken, H.L. Mencken, and I think I used this one recently. But, democracy is the theory that the common man knows what he wants and deserves to get it good and hard. It's also been said that it's the collective wisdom of individual people without wisdom. But it's kind of a two-step system. It gives you a reason to vote in the off years, the non-presidential election for your state's electors. All depends on state law. And then your presidential vote usually, most of the time, serves as a guide for the electors. Although pursuant to state law, they are not necessarily bound to follow the wishes of the people. And in a contested situation like this, which is not unheard of in American history, funny things can happen when the courts get involved, and especially when the state legislatures get involved. You can have a redirection of how a particular slate votes. So anyway, check out the article. Yes, they're a mainstream news site, so they have already kind of, taken the universal Associated Press position that Joseph R. Biden has been elected president. And if so, we will wish him well. I'm waiting on December 14th is the day that the college votes. And so when all the popular votes are certified, the Electoral College votes, and then we have a legally declared victor, then I will get behind that person, R or D. It makes no difference to me. I like them both. So tell us what you think about the Electoral College, how you think it might be better. Do we need to scrap it? At this rather late hour, does it even matter? So moving on into the wider world of news. I've got a couple of political things, and then I'm actually going to, if I have this lined up right in Friday the 13th mode, I'm going to end on a funny political note, the word of the day. But Pat Buchanan wrote a good as always column and I'm going to have a link to, I think, straight to his website about the goal line stand that we're facing now, or that the Republicans are facing now in the Senate races in Georgia. And he wants to know if Georgia can hold the radicals back. And I don't know. I have a lot of friends in Georgia, a lot of politically connected friends in Georgia, and things have changed in that state so much that, we don't know. It could be that, the Democrats essentially, pulled a small blue wave in the Peach State. And, are they going to be, now that it's just down to these two races that are rather important for, who controls the Senate, are they going to really show up, or are the Republicans going to ride in and try to rescue themselves? We don't know, but that's one to watch. Also, if in fact Donald Trump has been voted out, and we don't know yet officially, I saw something where he, all the presidents write books after they leave office, or they have books written for them. And allegedly, he's looking at a $100 million book deal, which I believe would be the largest, at least nonfiction book deal ever. So if you're a writer, the president could be making you jealous, even if he has to wait 4 years to write the book or have it written for him. But, here, not to take sides, I always like to find the good in everything. We have word out of, I guess, Bill Russo, who is a Biden staffer, that if or when or should Joe Biden take office, be sworn in, one of the first things he's going to do is try to level up the playing field at Facebook. So I think that would just be great. We've had a lot of talk around Freedom Prepper all over the news. Everybody in the Trump administration, and I guess the Biden administration, nobody is really too happy with what the big tech oligarchs are doing. So you know what? There's always a silver lining. If you're disappointed about a putative or eventually an official Biden win, don't worry. At least he may take care of your Facebook. Now, funny thing is, as soon as any of these politicians get in and they meet with the money of these mega corporations, sometimes the message changes. And also, no matter who the president is, he's still got to work in a vast swamp-like system. So take a look at that. Have a little hope. Again, I may be front-running the news just a little, but as soon as I get a green light from Scott Hughes, I'm going to start linking up to a Facebook alternative of sorts. And you don't have to go far for it, because it's going to be run by Freedom Prepper. By and for the preppers, a place where you don't have to worry about privacy invasions and being locked down or locked out for the slightest infraction of some nebulous narrative that changes from day to day. We're still working on some rules, and basically they'll be very simple, like my comment rules. I imagine that, I don't know yet, we haven't decided, but no illegal content. Don't go posting bad things, and don't defame anybody, and just generally try to be nice. Keep it productive. But I may or may not have a link to that. May have a little teaser, because we're still working on it. And speaking of not being nice, God, I stuck this next one in, and I have not read this entire story because it's 461 pages long. We pretty much know how it goes, and it's not very pleasant. But I'm going to put a link up to the Cardinal McCarrick report, which just came out Wednesday, I think. A massive report about wrongdoing in the Catholic Church in America. Again, this is almost old news, but it's one of the most definitive reports we have seen. And if you're not Catholic, just put this enormous report to a mirror, and odds are you're looking at your church, whatever that is, because we have problems all over. I had a discussion with somebody in another country, lovely country, about church issues. And we were promised from the beginning that we were going to have these. So we just need to tamp them down. By the way, good Lord, what was I going to say? Moving on to something really, really pleasant. Thanksgiving is coming for those in America. Thanksgiving, a day of celebration, rest, and according to the CDC, very small gatherings and perhaps dining outdoors. Now, if you are where I am, that would be great, I guess, unless it's too hot to eat outside on Thanksgiving. But at least we're not in Paris, unless you are in Paris. Bonjour. Because in Paris, it's not official yet, but you've got a lot of medical personnel. This is a story out of Reuters calling for the cancellation of Christmas because, we have a pandemic. And it's not like Pfizer has allegedly come up with a vaccine to fix this, but it's interesting. I guess these people are trying to help, but they could have phrased it a little bit better. They could have said, hey, like the CDC says, have your Christmas celebration outside. Get an outdoor tree and light it up. And maybe have have your midnight mass service outside. Ooh, they probably don't want you doing that either. But take a look at these. Why did I leave this one here? What the heck? Wall Street Journal says that the targeted ads are coming to your television. Big tech, that you can see it every day when you open a computer screen, frequently on your phone, even in the non-information apps. Ads pop up, ads specific to you, and now that is going to come to television programming, and I guess it's cable and the satellite, the old-fashioned network, CBS, ABC. How does it work? The story that I read in the Wall Street Journal that I'm going to link to said that it depends on Nielsen ratings. they're gonna instead of doing age demographics for an entire mass market, they're gonna break it down to zip codes and maybe even to your individual house. I would suspect that maybe there's something about your new digital HD super 20-foot wide television that might be helping them, might be, I don't know, looking at you. Well, he's smiling when he watches this show or that show, so maybe that's good. Maybe we should run some ads about whatever the show is about. Some of us don't have those problems because, I guess television for me ended about the time that the General Lee went to the garage and, Fred finally had the big one. Elizabeth, coming to join you. All right, good news here. Gonna speed this up and round it out. I have 3 good stories in a row that I'll give you. You may have noticed in America, at least in the non-California megacity places, that gas has been relatively stable and low this year. Apparently, in the Mid-Atlantic region, you're looking at gas prices that are as low as they've been since 2004. And if I'm not mistaken, that might have been about the time that there was a spike around 2000 and then a 2004 spike. But I think the national average or the average in the Mid-Atlantic is like 210, 211. And I've seen it a little cheaper than that. I know some of you in really great areas near the pipelines have reported gas well below $2. So good news, and even better news, I have here we go. Institute for Family Studies finds that the U.S. divorce rate has hit a 50-year low. It rose dramatically, and now it's really down. That may have something to do with the pandemic, because the way they measure this, I think it's first-year marriages ending in divorce. But any pleasantry at the home, we'll take that. I'll put a link. Congratulations on all you folks getting married before, during, or after the pandemic, and staying married, or thinking about being married, or not. It's all about positive thinking. And there's a study publication about vitamins. And I'm not picking on the spammers. I guess some of your fake vitamins might be real. Multivitamins, do they work? The jury, I guess is scientifically still out. I don't know. But a study finds that if you take these things and you believe they're working, it does something. Your brain, mind over matter, your brain will make your body more healthy. So it's the power of positive thinking with the little vitamin. And I'll move this to conclusion with our last word, final word of the day and the week, goes to, of all people, Mike Pompeo, the United States Secretary of State. I am not the biggest Mike Pompeo fan. However, you gotta admire what he said, even if you don't agree with what he said. The way he said it, he's at a press conference, and the press is, of course, they're pressuring him to, comment on, Vladimir Putin not recognizing a Biden victory yet. And, or is there going to be a smooth transition, Mr. Secretary? What's the State Department going to do? And he said, look, I get it. I know what don't worry. There will be a smooth transition to a second Trump administration. And then that just threw them into, they fall for it. It's funny, but good for him. Even if he just has a sense of humor, that was great. And I hope you've had a great time with us here today. And I'm going to try to get the systems more operational for next week. We'll see you back on Monday. And have a great weekend, kids.